most competitive in the country in terms of potential to growth, and they have to thank three industries for that. And we have transport, tourism and agriculture as key. The resources here are tourism, of course, the Indian Ocean, the ports and thousands of acres of arable land. However, many coastal residents remain jobless, landless and bitter about unkept promises. So what are the issues going into the March 4th general election? Here's a story that gives an insight on the same. After over 50 years of the central governance system, for which the coast region has felt perennially marginalized, expectations are high from the coastal people ahead of the March 4th election, which will usher in a decentralized system of government. Top of the list is the plague of historical injustices, particularly the thorny land issue.
Na mimi nasema serikali.
Murima Wanyepe, a human rights activist based in the region, explains.
Wengi wa watu wa Mombasa, wengi wa watu wa karibu kuanzia Kwale, na wengi wa Kilifi ni maskota, na wengi wa Malindi kwenda mpaka Tana River, wengi ni maskota mpaka Lamu. Tunaweza sema ni ukimwi wa nini wa pwani.
Unemployment comes a close second in the issues. Critics cite unemployment as the key factor that triggers many vices like insecurity and the menace of drug abuse concomitant with the region. The incoming leaders will also have to address a common cry that job opportunities created by resources like the port are unfairly distributed at the expense of qualified coastals.
Mengi ni dhuluma ya kikazi, ajira. Unaona kwamba wewe umekaa pale, qualification uko nazo, anakuja mtu from nowhere anapewa ile kazi.
However, the coastal people also stand accused of living a rigid lifestyle. According to analysts, many people here could do with being a little more proactive.
Na kutoa mfano mdogo ni upi? Ikiwa kutoka Vanga mpaka Kiunga, tukitaka ingalau kuku wa kienyeji, lazima atoke Ukambani ndio ingie hapo. Watu hawataki kubadilika, watu hawataki kuangalia, watu wanaangalia handouts peke yake.
One way of empowering the coastal people would be to revive the agriculture sector. Kilifi and Kwale farmers used to benefit greatly from the cashew nuts business, which has now reduced to a shell thanks to exploitative middlemen and corruption. The coconut also remains a lasting symbol of Mombasa, but its production potential is nowhere near optimum and its use restricted to spicing up coastal foods and the famous madafu drink.
Tunataka tuone kwamba mnazi sasa umeweza kupewa kipaumbele. Mkorosho umekufa kama Kilifi. Na ikiwa mkorosho umekufa na mikorosho imekufa, je, ni mbinu gani ambazo tutafanya ili at least mkorosho uwe nao pia utaweza kufuka?
If coast at present is poor, then its future looks even bleaker if education standards are anything to go by. 5 of the 6 counties in the region were among the last countrywide in the national primary examination results, and even Mombasa ranked a poor 35 out of 47. Only a handful, like the Word of Life school in Kwale, excelled, making the top 100 nationally.
Parents will send their kids to the beach. As long as you get a mzungu and he gives you some money, that is sufficient. But we need to educate people against that, and therefore be able to tell them the value of education. And again, those who have performed in this county and are working in other places need to come back and sensitize their own people. They need to see performers who are doing well in other sectors, and therefore they have people to emulate.
In a nutshell, whoever comes in as a leader has an in-tray overflowing with pending issues which cannot wait to be dealt with.
Yeah, Ferdinand, thank you for that report. Joining me now to my immediate right is Hassan Omar. He is apparently, according to the Ipsos poll that we conducted today, the front runner for the race of senator, just shy of your closest competitor with 2 percentage points. And to my left, I'm joined by Naima Badhabi. She is a women's representative in this race. Thank you to both of you for joining me. Hassan, let me begin with you. The leadership of this region has been castigated for failing to be in touch with the needs of local people. People are saying that coastal leaders are playing national politics. They care about what Nairobi is saying, but they're not in touch with the heartbeat of the people on the street. What's your take?
I do agree, but I don't think even it's about them playing national politics. I think they don't play either. I think most of the leadership here has a dearth in terms of ideas of how to move the cause forward. And I think that's why we have a lot of emergent groups like the MRC trying to fill in the gap that has been left, or the vacuum that has been left by the leadership. And I do agree, because most of the issues fundamental since independence have continued not to be the chronic in terms of its growth rather than resolution, and therefore that could tie directly to the dearth or the lack of leadership in the coastal city.
Interesting. Let me come to you, Naima, because there was a time when we would hear religious leaders from this area, political leaders, members of parliament, they'd either take to the streets or go to the floor of the House to demand that something was done about the ills in this region. For instance, drug trafficking, human trafficking, and many of the other things that worry the local people. Why do you think leaders have gone silent?
For sure, it is indeed very sad if they've kept quiet for that long. But you see, the problem is it has been going on and nobody actually not talking about it. But me as a mother, I feel so bad and I feel so touched when I see the boys, even small girls, dying with drugs. Indeed, I am ready, and for now I'm already doing it, because I have transformed people's lives. So, the youth. For instance, one of the constituencies, and